მოგესალმებით მეგობრებო, დღეს გთავაზობთ მოდი გადაცემას კომპანია იმერის ავეჯის მაღაზიიდან, რომელიც მდებარეობს თბილისში ერისთავის თორნიკე ერისთავის ქუჩა ნომერ 8-ში. დღეს ჩვენი სტუმარია ჩვენი კომპანიის იმერის პარტნიორი გერმანიიდან, კომპანია ჰოლსელის წარმომადგენელი ბატონი კნუდი, რომელიც თავის შესახებ ორივე სიტყვით და არა მარტო ორივე სიტყვით მოგიყვება თავის შესახებ და თავისი კომპანიის შესახებ და ჩვენი ურთიერთობის შესახებ. Please, Knud, 1 minute or საუბარი რა თქმა უნდა წარიმართება ინგლისურ ენაზე, მაგრამ თუ რამე საინტერესო იქნება და საჭირო იქნება რომ თარგმნოთ, თქვენ მოგწერეთ და ჩვენ აუცილებლად გითარგმნით ნებისმიერ საკითხზე. Okay. Please.
Well, Nadar, thank you very much for inviting me to Tbilisi again. Always a pleasure to be here in Georgia. Well, my name is Knud Dethloff, and I'm the commercial director for the Weinig Group, including also for the post-Soviet countries, including Georgia. And I'm very glad to be in Georgia again and meet Mr. Nadar, who is already our partner here in Georgia, I think for more than 20 years. Is that correct?
Yes, more than 20 years. 22, nearly.
Well, we know each other, I think, now 7 years. I've been starting working in this company 8 years ago. Before working for the Weinig Group, I had my own workshop and I was producing joinery products myself. So I know the branch already more or less all my working life. Actually, I'm already the 3rd generation in woodworking. So I have some quite heavy load and heavy knowledge already from my grandfather and father, which of course helps me today when I visit customers who are producing furnitures or other wooden products and to understand their need and to understand what's the best technical solution for them.
How about you? Why did you leave your business, what you have before beginning to work in wholesale?
Well, the business that I have started the beginning of my 20s is still existing. I started the business together with my brother, and well, some things came together, all happening during the crisis in 2008 and 2009, that some of our business matters, of course, has changed, and I've decided to leave the company and do something else. And I actually was very happy then to start working in the Weinig Group in Holzer, because it's one of our fastest growing daughter companies. Actually, Holzer had some problems also in the year 2009. So also things together with the Lehman and the financial crisis that was happening worldwide. And that was a time when Weinig has bought Holzer. I think it happened in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 year after the Lehman Brothers crisis, and since that time Holzer is one of our fastest growing daughter companies, and is very innovative, and is giving also a good result to the whole company, and yeah, we're actually very satisfied with the situation that we have today.
Okay, I like to listen this, because for me it's very important to continue cooperation with Holzer. This company is like, I feel like my company. Yes, I have all machines, but I have now in my factory are bought from the company Holzer. So for to understanding for our partners or for our visitors, have to say that all the things you see here in this stable, and not only this family, are done in the machines of wholesale. So they are like panel cutting machines, debanding machines, CNC machines, and these machines working with quality is very important to have in company, in factory, to produce good quality things like this ones. The material is very important. Certainly, the material is this material, for example, is from Spain. It's very quality material. But if you don't have good machines, you cannot produce normal quality. So we decided to cooperate with this German company, and I'm happy that the company wholesale is growing.
Well, and we are very happy to have these kind of partners, because our business is very stable in the last years. But as I said, in 2009 we had some problems, and as we said before, you have been our partner before, you have been our partner during these tough times, and you have been the partner with us till today. So this is actually what makes out a partnership, that you help each other in good times and in bad times. So very much thank you for that.
Yeah, okay. So only the question is, I received information, I get information about these bad times post factum, not during this time. So that's another story maybe. So let's continue about modern situation. What do you know about my company, so you begin, as I understand, in 2015 in wholesale.
2014.
So
yeah.
we are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did you get information about us, and what did you know at the time, at the beginning, and what did you find after coming here and to see our company?
Well,
so as I remember, you have been here 2017 at first, or 16.
Yeah, I think in
like
16.
This.
Yeah. Well, for me it was very interesting looking back already so many years. I mean, this is already now probably the 7th year from which I know your company, and when I see where you have been at that time and where you are now, I would like to say that you have made just a really huge step forward. At that time you were still working with vertical panel saws, and a lot of human force needed to do all this manual work, and you had smaller edge benders. Already at that time you were very much looking for high quality, but the machines were working slower. If we look today, you are now working with mostly more or less only horizontal panel cutting machines. You are working with really high-end edge bending machines, even using PUR glue, which I think, especially in this type of the world, is not really standard. Yeah, it's of course, let's say, a real huge step towards high-quality furniture. All the people know that, especially if you produce kitchens, you have a lot of water, and coming off edges might be always some trouble, especially underneath the sink maybe, or behind around the ovens where you've got high temperatures. And you've probably been one of the first ones changing from EVA glue to PUR glue. So when I look at the past couple of years, you have been making not only a big step forward in production capacity, but also quality-wise, you're becoming very much Central European way of working. So I think that's also due to our good cooperation and exchanging information, what technology is new and what's new on the market and what is needed. And yeah, this is very nice to see when you see such a company where it was at that time and where it's now. And well, if it grows like that, there will be very big future waiting for you.
So you see difference between that situation which the company Imeri had 7 years ago and we have now. I don't remember now exactly when we began to buy these big horizontal machines, but certainly it was a big step ahead. And now too in this year we are going to order some more faster machines and sell old ones what we have till now in our factory. So I hope you will make a good discount.
Well, as we always do, we will find common sense in everything that we do. So I'm very glad that we will continue also this year, and I'm also glad to see that the machines that have been working here so long time, seeing some small edge bander working here 10 years and still today working 8 or 10 hours. I mean, that's really showing how much high professional staff you have, because doing all these maintenance and keeping all machine runnings all the time. Sometimes people think that you just buy some high quality machines and then everything will be done automatically, but you know better that doesn't matter if you buy
too many problems anyway.
A small Volkswagen needs maintenance and big Mercedes needs maintenance, and you were coping very well with that. So I think also your staff had made a big step forward, and the knowledge of CNC machines or edge banders having more than 20 servo drives, that's something that not everybody can actually work with. So you're pretty good there.
Imagine we buy machines for that for to work, not for stand. So they should work, and we buy from you because they work in this time. Okay, so as I remember, we met first time in the exhibition in Germany. Was not it so?
Probably Ligna Fair, yeah. Was it Ligna?
Yes, it should be Ligna maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't remember exactly. So continually, I try to visit every exhibition. But last time, during the COVID time, exhibition was a little bit different situation.
Yeah, well, during COVID time, a lot of exhibitions were actually not taking place, so there was no place to go to. But Holzer has used this period very efficient. We have built a new showroom in our head office in Nürtingen, which is 20 kilometers away from Stuttgart.
I have been in Nürtingen, but I have not seen new show.
Well, you didn't have the chance because we actually were building the new premises during pandemic times, so it was very difficult for us to well, first of all, to invite people was more or less impossible. It was also very difficult to finish construction work because people couldn't really travel and come onto the site freely. That was a very tough task for us. But today, I like to say we have now a really wonderful showroom where you can look at more or less all the machines that we have. You can bring your own material, make tests and see the results. And this is also very important. Today we're here in your showroom and you have the possibility to show your products to your customers. And of course, when they see the quality and can really touch it and don't only see some catalogs or something like this, they understand that this high quality does not come from anywhere. It comes from you and from your good staff. And we now have used the pandemic time to do the same in Germany and build new premises. And well, of course, we'll be very glad to see you this year, maybe in Ligna Fair. This year it will again take place in May, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, after having such a long period without international affairs in Western Europe, a lot of customers want to come and see new products, not only machines, but also new furniture, raw materials and things like that. So it's really time to meet again in person.
This year, 2023 exhibition should be already in Germany or in Milan.
There will be a fair in Ligna, so if I'm not mistaken, it's the biggest woodworking fair in Hanover. Yeah. This year in May, if I'm not mistaken. In May, yes. And yeah, we hope that political and economic situation in Europe will hopefully not get worse, or hopefully actually get much better than it's now, and that more and more people will come and use the fair for what's it for, you know, to meet other people, to see and to touch the products which are new on the market, because showing things by TV or by some online meetings is of course good, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, the same. You saw I brought some samples here, because the things you can see here is not what you can see on the screen.
When you see in reality, you have more chance to find new possibilities and to do something more important and more suitable for the customers. And the first question for customers, it's very important. So we try to make as good as possible, but we have also many things to do and to improve ourselves to make better furniture as we have now. And also when I go usually on the fair, I try to understand it, to catch the things which helps me to improve our quality here in our market.
Yeah, and actually the goal always is to find the right solution for your product. You know, if we talk about our product range and our customer, you are one of our typical customers. So you're doing service for others. That means you have very often changing material. You're not doing mass production, you know, one type of kitchen 100 times and then it starts. So you have to use all the time different materials. All the time you have different orders, different sizes, and different customer requirements also. And this is actually where the strengths of wholesalers lying, that our machines are due to software, due to servo motors and multifunctional tools. We are able to quickly change, for example, edges for the edge bender machine, you know, from 0.4 to 2 millimeters up to 3 millimeters. We can glue up to 20 millimeters solid wood if customers like to have this. You know, also you are using sometimes solid wood, or you are using some veneer materials, and you like some solid wood edge on here, which is one of our specialties. And so this is actually where our strength and your needs actually combine very good together.
Yes. So without you, we could not get this quality as we have on these products, like this or even like this one. So we are very thankful because of good machines, and we would like to have more and more machines to produce better and better quality furniture.
Well, when you remember, you know, when we have chosen the last machines, you know, how long time we were talking about where the machines will be standing, how we'll logistics, what materials you will use, and how many different versions we discussed and everything. So, you know, it's always good result comes only when two people work together and then find the best solution for everybody. I think that's what we did. Yeah.
Yes, and I think we found. Okay. So now I would like to ask you, to give you like this question. You have been a few days already here in Georgia, also not first time, third time I think.
I think fourth time already.
Fourth time. So maybe you can see something like this we cannot see in our company. What we can change, could change, and to make better something.
Well, first thing, when I arrived here, what I recognized was I saw all the cranes and all the new construction sites going on. So, which is always a good thermometer if you want to see how the economy is going, and if the construction is going, it's always a good sign. So it seems like Georgia in total is doing pretty good at the moment. And of course, you know, new apartments needs new furnitures. For me, very interesting to see how the business here is divided. So you've got so many small joineries who are really working with the final end customer, go there, take the measures, and then discuss with the customer how the furniture should look like. And then they come to you and order the services for cutting and edging. And then they start to assemble the furnitures. sometimes on their space, sometimes on the customer side. And well, I think if you look in the future, one further step that might happen, looking at how Europe is developing, is that I think more and more customers will also like to order, drilling services and things like that. I could imagine, and I think that might be one further step. If you want to look in the future, I think that might be something that customers would like to have, because drilling by hand is of course not giving the same quality as what a CNC machine can give you. So if you ask me what will happen the next 5 or 10 years, I think this is maybe a little bit where the road will go. And also maybe connected to that might be also the possibility of using online furniture configuration and things like that, which became popular more and more in Europe. I don't know how the mentality is here. People like to do that or not, or if they like to assemble themselves. I can't tell.
So I remember before 10 years ago maybe, in wholesale I was presented with dynastic machine lines. But last time I don't see activity in this question. So this dynastic line meant to do everything instead. Only edge budding was not there, yes, or how it was, I don't remember exactly now. But is it a better way to make like dynastic system, or it is better to have different machines for solution the production problem?
Well, actually the total sales of Holzer has went up very much the last couple of years, and this is also due to nesting machines. The amount of nesting machines, if you look on whole portfolio, actually became bigger and bigger the last years.
Yes, if I buy all machines separately, certainly I can make line like this to do everything. But I remember you were selling dynastic system as one full line.
Yeah, well, the dynastic machine is of course interesting for people who, first of all, for example, produce MDF kitchen fronts.
Yeah.
Because they're usually individual, they have different styles, and they need to be not only cut out and maybe not even drilled, but they have to make some nice furniture toolings on the front. So this is something where the nesting actually is gaining compared to using a beam saw and then using a CNC machine. The second step, because you have an automatic line, you can have a lifting table, a whole stack of MDF. It's raw material, you will not change it. You put one pack and the forklift driver can drive away for a couple hours even maybe. And then the machine will load itself, do all the cutting, also do all the milling on the fronts, and then will automatically do the unloading. For that purpose, of course, dynastic is probably the best solution if we're talking about MDF kitchen fronts. If we talk about cabinet furnitures, well, it's always depending on how customers are working, how the joineries do their connections and things like that. To do horizontal drilling on a nesting machine is not very comfortable. It's possible, but it's not very comfortable. Luckily today there are different connectors that do not need horizontal drilling, so we can do all the cutting and also the drilling from the front, and you will get ready-made cabinet furnitures out of this machine. So you just got one operator who's unloading machine, and then everything will be done by the machine itself. Today you can do the cutting and then do the drilling on a second machine. You have more logistics, you have more possibility where pieces can fall down, and also operators can make mistakes. So from that point of view, you can gain a lot from nesting machines. But it's some of my colleagues in our branch say that nesting is the best solution. I said no, it's not the best solution. It's the best solution for some people, but it's not the best solution for everybody.
For example, here mostly we have individual orders, so for individual orders a little bit hard to make one line and to make everything in one by one steps, because everyone needs different planning actually.
Well, there are also possibilities to that. Of course, then you should use some CAD/CAM program, some CAD design program, which automatically then is producing the CNC files. If you do not use that and you want to produce individual furnitures, you again will need a lot of people to do the same job, and you have a lot of places where people can make mistakes. So to automate that, you really have to deeply think about software and then come to hardware.
Yes, software problem we had too when we bought these CNC machines. We needed quite much time until we understand how to solve the question of software. Okay, anyway, somehow we solved this problem, and now we are going to make another step and to make a new order to you. I hope we will do it soon. But the question is also like this: maybe by your view, from your point of view, you can see another perspective for us, what we can do, how can we improve our quality, or our maybe assortment, or maybe our sales, if you can see this.
Well, if we look ahead, I think there are two things that might be interesting for your company. First of all, when we look in the production process, thing that might be interesting due to the fact that you have only individual orders and no repeatedly using the same material all the time. I think one of the future plans might be to use some automatic warehouse. I know this is very
yes, we
becoming...
thought about this many times, but we could not decide how can we use it.
Well, because the decision is much more difficult than using a machine. Because if we talk about an automatic warehouse, you first have to solve the question of what building do I have, how long time am I going to use this building, and things like that. So it's much more difficult to make that decision and to find the right solution than just buying one single machine, which you can easily put someplace and then put other place. So that's really a big strategic decision, which you probably also will not change the next 10 or even 20 years. So that's a very big step for the whole logistic organization within the company. If we talk about markets, I think for Georgia, it's actually time to look more abroad and see other markets. You know, and now, for example, we've got closed borders between Europe and Russia and Belarus, and some products, of course, we're moving between these two borders. And I think Georgia, being able to produce so high quality furniture, which can easily be exported also to Europe, you know, there are no differences. So I think for Georgia to also look more into to export markets could be additional growth to the whole country. Yeah, I think that's will be also something that people might have to look at.
How can I find customer in Europe? How it happens usually?
Well, you know, I'm in machine market, not in furniture market, but the same thing as we do. You know, we go on international fairs where people come and see your products, and I think you know, anyhow, sales is always happens when two people come together. Of course, now the internet is bringing also some suppliers and some customers together. But when it comes to products which need to be explained and need to be agreed on, personal contact is the number one way to find each other. And so luckily now the world is able to travel again, and the first step, if you want to look in export markets, from my point of view, I would go to the first fair and see what it all is offering. You know, what do competitors offer? Where do I see my market? What's my niche? What's my demand? Yeah, and maybe see something that you can do better here with using maybe even local, with using some local raw material, for example. Today's world is not straight. You know, people like to have furniture, also using some material out of chipboard, out of FMDF. In connection to that, I like to have some solid wood pieces here and elsewhere. So I think this is also where Georgia could start using their own raw material and produce something that export market like to have. So that would be my first idea how to go in there.
Interesting. I will think about you about this question. And so that means so if I go in furniture exhibition in Europe, usually where is it, in Cologne maybe?
In Cologne there is the big furniture fair usually happening. Yeah.
Yes, maybe I will check this information and I will try.
Well, if you remember, we've been there once together on this fair.
There were hard furniture material like chipboards and this. I have been there, yes.
No,
but I think now they should have also fair for ready furniture.
Yeah, well, they're showing ready furniture and also the raw material for it. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember now exactly how it was at that time. Okay, that was, I think, nice talk between us. Maybe you have to say something else, and we can finish.
Well, what do I like to say? I'd again like to thank you for having me here. I like to say thank you to our great team who is responsible for doing all the technology today. And I like to say thank you to your good staff, also you know, not only the staff in office but also in production. I've seen in the last couple of days both of your construction sites here, your working sites here.
Factory here and in Tihome too. Yes,
yeah.
You have been there.
Yeah. So and I liked what I've seen. I've seen very hard-working people. Yeah, I like to point that out. And I've seen very good quality. And I'm again like to say that I was amazed to see some of our smallest edge benders working 10 years here, working 8-10 hours per day, and still giving out, bring out such a quality that some people cannot bring out a brand new machine. So I think this is really something you should be proud of, to have such good people, and I think also that what makes out a great company. It's not only the machines, it's not the building, you know. Good company is the whole team, and you've done a great job here.
Smart people.
In Europe, are there companies like us, like who works for the clients, and what is the difference between us and them?
He means about individual orders, I think.
Yeah.
Yes?
Well, the market, you know, also there is not one Europe where everything is the same. Of course, in Europe, markets are also different, also qualities and products are different. In Germany, we still traditionally have what we are calling the Handwerk. This is also why we have this fair in Nürnberg, the Holzhandwerk. So this is the craftsman that is working usually in a family environment, mostly having not more than 10, 20, sometimes 30 employees working there already, second, sometimes even third generation. And these people are also starting a lot to specialize in the last years. So some of them do only stairs, some of them do only cabinet furniture, some of them do solid wood furnitures. But still I like to say that these are joineries that do everything, and they do most of the things themselves. This is something traditionally probably Central European style, and this is where the markets are different, you know. When I see they are today buying machines that you have bought 10 years ago, you know, so they don't have this big heavy growth if you have had the last 10 years. They did not, they don't have this. They are working in their fear, and their aim is also maybe not to grow so much bigger. There's also no big such market, because in each small village you have one of these joineries. And some of them are working together, and then, you know, you specialize on that, I specialize on that, but they will both they stay the same size and then not really grow to a big furniture producer. So this is something which is different. And then of course we've got the big retailers, like one of them, you know, with the yellow colors coming from Sweden, that probably everybody knows. And so this is also a place where a lot of especially young people go and buy ready-made furnitures which are ready for pickup. I haven't seen these kind of furniture stores here so much. I think here things are still more individually produced, which actually is nice, because then you really get the furniture which is suitable for your apartment, and you don't buy what's the next size which is possible. So yeah, I think these are one of the differences which exist. Yeah.
So we use this possibility when customer comes here and looks, for example, I would like this, for example, but not this color, another color, but not this size, but this size. So it is possible to make, and only he need to tell us exact sizes and exact color what he needs for his home, suitable for him. So we can do. So certainly on your machines.
Even houses are so different from each other in here that you can't make produce massively any type of furniture. That's why we have to always think about customers. Like this kitchen is not for sale. It's just a sample.
Okay.
So they can calculate what they want, what they don't want, and then we can get the order and give them what they want exactly, not something
custom made.
Yeah.
Custom made piece by piece. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. It was possible also to make small blocks, but if you make like these blocks, you can need more assortment, more place to put all of them. So it's and anyway you cannot reach the aim that satisfy the customer which needs to put it in a specific place in his house. So it is better to make order. We will do what size of you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Even for Germany we can do and send you if you decide.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it was interesting talk between us. So you are leaving tomorrow morning, as I know. So I hope we will meet again soon, here or in Germany maybe, or maybe in another place in the fair somewhere. So and continue to cooperate with not only with machine, also with ideas, to change ideas. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, there.
See
Thank
you
you very much.
next time.
Thank you for having me. See you again. Bye.
Bye.